This is the website which I'm going to choose. This is my college website, by the way. To automate the login process, I'm going to use Python and Selenium, and I'm going to use PyCharm, which is an IDE which enables you to code in Python. So first, go to the browser. I'm going to give the links in the description. Click the first link and then choose the community version. Just click on the download, and I am using Linux. Yeah. When you hit download, the website's gonna check if your system is running Windows or Linux or Mac OS, and it's gonna download the file according to your system, so you don't have to worry about it, and you just have to install it as a regular software. And you need to install Selenium WebDriver, which we need to automate the browser. So just go to the Selenium website. You don't have to worry, I'll be giving the direct link to this page. And since I'm using Python, I'll go for this download link. And since I am using Firefox, I will be downloading using this link. Alright, and in this link I'm going to choose this one, since my system is a 64-bit system and I'm running Linux. So this is my link, and I'm not going to download now because I've already downloaded it. It should be somewhere here. Where is it? Yeah, this is a file, and when I extract it, it should look something like this right here. And what you need to do right now is you need to go to the root directory first, and you need to go to the USR folder and then open bin. You are going to copy that driver, this WebDriver which you have downloaded from the website, to this location, to USR/bin. I've already moved it, so that's it. Now you got to open PyCharm. So this is how it's gonna look after you open the PyCharm. What you have to do is click on the file and click on the new project and just type your project name, and this is how it's gonna look after creating your new project. Now right click on your project name and go to a new section and click on the Python file. Now give your Python file a name. I'm gonna give it auto login. Alright, it's going to be my Python file. First you got to install Selenium. Alright, now go to file, click on settings, go to project, click on project interpreter. Now click on this plus and search for Selenium. Yeah, you'll find the Selenium. Click on install package. That's it. Now import WebDriver from Selenium. From Selenium, import WebDriver. And now the first thing which we have to do is open the browser. Alright, browser equals webdriver.firefox. I'm going to use Firefox on your Python file. Click on run. There you go. Now, which means the code is working. There are no issues with installation of Selenium. Alright. Now the website which I'm going to use is my college website. Let me just copy this URL, and here we type browser dot. Since I'm using the browser variable here, I'm going to use the same variable and should be using the get function, and in the inverted single commas you got to paste your URL. What this does is it's going to take your browser to that URL. Okay, now what you have to do is go to your website, just listen carefully, right click on your username text box. Alright, right click on it, go to inspect element. Okay, now you'll see a line which is highlighted. Alright, so this is the code to that text box in HTML. Alright, now we're gonna take this ID as the reference. This is the ID to this component in HTML. We should be copying this, just this ID, txt username. Alright, let me just copy, and what I'm gonna do now is browser dot, okay, there's this function called find element by ID. Alright, now in the single inverted comma paste that ID. So what this code basically does is, after going to the website, it's gonna find the elements in the web page which has that particular ID, and this is the ID which we are giving. So it's gonna find that text box right there. Now you will be finding send keys function. Alright, now this function we are using to send the data which we want. Now I'm gonna send my username. Alright, now we should be finding the password text box. Go to the browser again, right click on your password text field and go to inspect element so that you'll find the ID of that element. Alright, now copy ID, now paste it in between the single inverted commas. Now it's gonna find that element and now you should send your password. Now right click on your button, click on inspect element so that you'll find the ID. Now type browser dot find element by ID. ID is submit. Now there's this function called click. What this basically does is it will find the element with that ID and then it's gonna click it. So after doing this, let me just log in manually first. So this is how it's gonna look after logging in. So what I basically want to do is I want to fetch the attendance, and after logging in I want it to click the attendance link. So there's this function called find element by link text. Now what's the link text? It says attendance, right? Now you want it to click, right? What this line does is it's gonna find the link text which says attendance and then it's gonna make it click. Now after clicking it, it's gonna take you to this web page. Now comes the trickiest part, fetching the data from the web page. Alright, right click and go to inspect element. Now you are going to find the data in the code itself. Alright, this is the HTML code to this web page. What I'm gonna basically do is I'll get the entire HTML source and I'm gonna trim off the unnecessary stuff in the source code. I'm gonna get the data which I want. So let me just go back to this PyCharm and I'm gonna take a variable, name it anything you want, src, let me and I'm gonna get the source using dot page source. You will be finding it in the solutions, and to get the text which I want, I should be trimming the unnecessary stuff in the whole source code. Alright, so first, so you need a splitter. Alright, in a particular text, if you use a character as a splitter, that character is going to split the entire code into parts. Alright, like if there is only one splitter in the whole text, it's gonna divide it into two. So I should get that kind of text in the source code to split the source code into just two parts. Alright, so let me just go to the source code. So how about using this text right here? Before this splitter, the entire source code is gonna become 0 position, and the entire source code after this splitter is gonna become 1. Why is it gonna split into 2? Because there is only one splitter in this whole web page. So the entire source code is in the src variable, src dot split, and open the brackets. In the inverted commas, you're gonna paste the splitter. Alright, let me just copy this and let me just paste it here. This is the splitter now. If I type 0 in that square bracket, it's gonna get the entire source code before the splitter. Alright, remember that here we are splitting it only into two parts, 0 and 1, because there is only one kind of splitter in the entire web page. And what's the splitter here? This code. So 0 is the entire source code before this splitter, and we have the required data in the one part. Alright, the later part of the splitter. So we're gonna type 1. Now just remove this code is gonna get the entire code after that splitter. After getting the entire code which is after that splitter, we gotta split again that remaining part so that we get only the required part, which is 70.68. I'm gonna use percentile as splitter dot split, and in brackets inverted commas I'm gonna use a percentile symbol, and in brackets you're gonna type 0. Alright, not 1. Why 0? Because when we use percentile to split the entire remaining source code of our web page, now it's gonna make this into 0 and this into 1. Alright, we're gonna break this code into two parts, 0 and 1 again. Alright, exactly how we did before. So our the required data is in the 0th place. Alright, get me? Now see, this is 0, this is 1. Why? Because we are using now this as splitter now, and now this code is gonna return that text, the 70.68 which we want. Let me just store it in a variable called data and then print it data. That's it. But
wait a minute,
this is not going to work all the time. Alright, if you have a slow internet connection, this is not going to work. I'll tell you why. These lines execute very quick, alright? After executing the first line, right away it's going to go to the second line, and after executing the second line, it's right away going to third and fourth, fifth, until it's gonna execute the entire code. Imagine if the website is taking 2 more seconds to load, but here in our code, it will right away search for the username text field, alright? But since our web page is loading slow, it won't be able to find this element in the web page, and it's gonna throw an exception that it couldn't find the element. So here's the solution. Browser dot implicitly wait like 5 seconds. Yeah. Now what this line does is, if it's unable to find that element, for the entire 5 seconds, it keeps searching without throwing an exception. And if it's gonna find the element which we want, well and good, it will move to the next line of the code. It's just giving 5 more seconds until it finds the right element. Now this is gonna run and all the time. And let me just go to the PyCharm thing. Yeah, see, got the data which you want. Now, if you don't want the browser to open, alright, if you want all these things to happen without your browser getting open, you have to use this function called options. Let me just show you. From selenium.webdriver.firefox.options, import options and take a variable. Okay, now opts equals options. Now opts dot headless equals true. Alright, and here options equals opts. So what basically we are doing is an import function called options, and in that options we are going to change the headless thing from false to true. We are passing as parameters while opening the Firefox, so which means it shouldn't open. Now let me just show you. We got the output. Thanks for watching.